Before we begin tonight's chilling case, let me tell you exactly what we'll be covering in this video. First, we'll uncover the real girl behind the movie, not Emily Rose, but Anneliese Michel, and how her life took a terrifying turn. Then we'll move into the dark symptoms that made her family believe this was no illness, but something supernatural. We'll look at how her loved ones and the church came to believe in possession, and what signs convinced them this was far more than medicine could explain. After that, we'll dive deep into the 67 exorcism sessions themselves, what was recorded, what the priests claimed, and the horrifying things Anneliese said and did during those rituals. We'll then face the heartbreaking moment of her death, and explore the devastating details of what was found when her body gave out. From there, we'll enter the courtroom, as we go through the dramatic trial that shocked the world, priests versus doctors, faith versus science. We'll examine the debate between science and religion, breaking down both sides of the argument that still divides people to this very day. And finally, we'll talk about her legacy, the way she is remembered, and why her grave has become a pilgrimage site for some. And yes, at the very end, I'll cover how Hollywood turned this real case into the movie, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, and why the real story is even more terrifying than what you saw on screen. So stay with me until the end, because this is not just a horror story. It is one of the most chilling true cases ever told. This is The Haunted Truth, and tonight, we uncover the exorcism of Emily Rose. Chapter 1. The Girl Behind the Movie. The Hollywood film calls her Emily Rose, but her real name was Anneliese Michel. She was born in 1952 in a small town in Bavaria, West Germany. Anneliese grew up in a deeply Catholic family. She was described as kind, quiet, and very devoted to her faith. From an early age, she prayed constantly, went to Mass, and lived what most would call a normal religious life. But in her teenage years, everything changed. At age 16, she suffered her first seizure. Doctors diagnosed her with temporal lobe epilepsy. This condition can cause hallucinations, intense emotions, and even religious visions. She was prescribed medication, but instead of improving, her condition grew worse. Anneliese began to spiral into depression. She withdrew from her friends, and her family noticed she seemed tormented by something unseen. Chapter 2. The Dark Symptoms. In the years that followed, Anneliese began showing behaviors that terrified those around her. She claimed to see demonic faces wherever she went. At night, she said she felt an evil force pressing down on her chest, choking her. She reported hearing voices telling her that she was damned and would burn in hell. Her behavior grew violent. She destroyed religious objects in her home. She refused to walk past a crucifix or drink holy water. She became aggressive, lashing out at her family. Doctors increased her medications, diagnosing her not only with epilepsy but also with psychosis. But no matter how much medicine she took, nothing seemed to help. Instead, her condition seemed to get darker and unexplainable. 3. The possession belief. By the early 1970s, her family was desperate. Convinced this was not medical but spiritual, they turned to the church. Priests began observing her behavior, and what they witnessed shocked them. Anneliese would fall into trances, growl in voices that were not her own, and display unnatural strength. She claimed that she was inhabited by multiple demons. When confronted with prayers or holy items, she would scream and thrash violently. The priest reported that Anneliese revealed names of the spirits inside her: Lucifer, Judas, Nero, Cain, and even Hitler. Imagine the terror of her family, watching their daughter transform into something unrecognizable, believing they were fighting not just for her body, but for her very soul. Chapter 4. The Exorcisms. In 1975, the Catholic Church finally approved an official exorcism. It would not be just one session, but 67 exorcisms performed over the course of nearly a year. Each session could last up to 4 hours. During these rituals, Anneliese screamed, spoke in guttural voices, and growled like an animal. At times, she barked, howled, and even imitated different demons. She tore her clothes, injured herself, and claimed invisible hands were holding her down. Most disturbing of all, recordings were made of these sessions. In them, Anneliese can be heard speaking in multiple tones, raging and shrieking in voices far different from her normal one. These tapes remain some of the most chilling evidence ever linked to an exorcism. Her physical state deteriorated rapidly. She refused food and water, saying the demons would not let her eat. Her knees were so damaged from constant genuflecting, kneeling to pray, that the bones themselves fractured. By early 1976, she was severely underweight, exhausted and bruised from the violent sessions. Yet the priests continued, convinced they were saving her soul. Chapter 5: The Death of Emily Rose. On July 1st, 1976, Anneliese Michel, known to the world as Emily Rose, was found dead in her home. She weighed only 68 pounds. Her teeth were broken, her lips shredded from biting herself. The official autopsy revealed that she died of malnutrition and dehydration. She was only 23 years old. Her final reported words were heartbreaking: "Beg for absolution." For her parents and the priests, her death was not meaningless. They believed she had been a martyr, chosen to suffer and fight against evil on behalf of others. The trial. Her death led to one of the most famous trials in modern history. Her parents, along with the two priests who carried out the exorcisms, were charged with negligent homicide. The prosecution argued that Anneliese was a young woman suffering from epilepsy and psychosis, and that instead of continuing proper medical care, she had been subjected to outdated religious practices that led to her death. The defense, however, brought in the tapes. The jury listened as Anneliese's haunting voice, shifting between tones, growling and shrieking, filled the courtroom. They argued that this was not medical but supernatural, that the priests and family had done all they could to save her soul. The court eventually found the parents and priests guilty, but the sentence was light: 6 months in jail, suspended with 3 years of probation. But by then, the story had spread worldwide, igniting debates about medicine, religion, and the reality of possession. Scientists and doctors believe Anneliese Michel suffered from a combination of epilepsy and mental illness. They say her religious environment, combined with untreated psychosis, created the perfect storm of delusion. But many believers point to the unexplainable details: her unnatural strength, her ability to speak in different voices, her violent reactions to sacred objects, and of course those recordings. Even today, experts cannot fully agree. Was this a case of severe medical neglect or undeniable evidence of the Chapter 8. In 2005, Hollywood released The Exorcism of Emily Rose, blending courtroom drama with supernatural horror. While dramatized, it closely followed the real events of Anneliese's life and death. The movie reignited fascination with her case, introducing it to a global audience. Today, Anneliese Michel's grave is still visited by people who believe she was a saint, a martyr who fought the devil himself. Others see her as a tragic victim of misunderstanding and misplaced faith. The story of Emily Rose, Anneliese Michel, is one of the most terrifying and heartbreaking tales of the 20th century. To this day, it forces us to confront a haunting question: was she truly possessed by demons? Or was she a young woman suffering from an illness that medicine could not heal? What do you believe? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This has been The Haunted Truth. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because next time, we'll be diving into another case that blurs the line between reality and the supernatural. Until then, sleep tight. And remember, some battles between good and evil are fought not in churches or courts, but inside the human soul.